All right, everybody, welcome to the Backupz podcast. I am Seb Burnett. I'm here with my co-host X.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. And we got our buddy Rick. I'm just kidding. His name is Steven. This is someone in Texas family. I think it's his ex-boyfriend or something. I didn't really ask too much, but don't ask, don't tell. I think that applies here. Maybe. He's a huge hockey fan. Apparently, he loves long, hard sticks. And he is on here to talk to us a little bit about the Stanley Cup Finals that are about to happen. I don't really watch hockey that much. How about you, Tex?
In the past 10 years, I've watched a combined 4 minutes of hockey, and that is probably because of SportsCenter combining all those together. But as a unique scenario this year, it's hard to miss the great storyline that's coming out, which is the Las Vegas Golden Knights. You don't know anything about hockey, much like Seb and I. All you need to know is this: they are a brand new expansion team in the NHL. And they're in the Stanley Cup Finals. So I'm pretty sure preseason it was a 500-1 for them to win the Stanley Cup. And Vegas is probably shitting their pants right about now. So I figured what better opportunity than right now to bring in Stephen Hood, my cousin. He lives, eats, breathes, drinks, and sleeps with a hockey puck. He has a tattoo of Mike Modano on his chest and Wayne Gretzky on his butt. So just like little things you need to know about Steven. Steven, say hello.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
I just want to say hockey's the best sport out there. Just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, it's I mean, there's plenty of statistics that go along with it. I'm pretty sure it's ranked fourth in viewership each year. I think they've had more strikes in hockey than in baseball, like actual pitching strikes. So, I mean, I completely agree with you that hockey is the best sport out there, and we're just we're excited. So I really want to hear your thoughts on the Las Vegas Golden Knights and going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Like, how crazy is this?
Well, first, I would just like to weigh in on the fact that hockey is literally the only sport that has two sports combined into one. It's UFC and some crazy soccer on blades.
That's interesting.
Whoa. Hang on a second. I'm an actual UFC MMA enthusiast. Like, I get it. Like, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they do fight, but they're not like throwing arm bars or anything like that. Let's calm down a little bit. Maybe more boxing. How about that?
Okay, right. All right. We'll go Floyd Mayweather. It's boxing. We'll go that route.
Okay. I'm good with that.
So
I don't want to see John Jones out there on ice skates, just skating his coked ass out, around on the ice, being like, "Damn, that looks like more coke!" Like on the ice, trying to like scrape it and trying to sniff it. Just like, "Damn, that's water." So,
but how great would that be?
Oh no, I'd pay a lot of money to see that.
All right, so Vegas. Let me just break this one simple fact down. Nobody in sports history has ever made it this far and done the miraculous things they've done this whole season. I mean, if I was on SportsCenter right now, I would be going crazy. But then again, we're not talking about basketball or football, so I understand it. We're talking about hockey. So that's why I'm here.
Well, look at this. I know in order to when they were doing this expansion team, every team in the NHL had to offer up like a player, correct? Tell me about that.
Okay, so every team had a certain list of players that they just couldn't protect at all. And what Vegas just on a miracle level did was they ended up because certain teams wanted to keep certain core players, the core team, what they did was they made a deal with Vegas where they would keep their core good players in exchange for a trade. Vegas.
How many is, I'm sorry, how many is like a core? Are we talking like 2 or 3 players or like 4 or 5?
More like 15. Like the majority of the team, they wanted to keep together because you don't want to break up the team when you're trying to, if you're like the Oilers, you're trying to rebuild after last year. And if you're more or less like the Washington Capitals, you want to keep your good guys together because, after 14 seasons of not making it to the finals, you'd feel like Ovechkin feels, and you'd want to actually get there. So you want to keep your core people. What Vegas,
and so they give up. They give up one. They designate one player,
2 per team. So there's 30 teams. Each team gave up 2 players. Actually, certain teams gave up more just to keep their core together. But for the most part, it was just 2 players.
Wait, so let me see if I understand this correctly. The Las Vegas Golden Knights are doing this with an expansion team put together of like the 16th and 17th guy on these teams' rosters?
More or less, but honestly, they're gems. They really are. For example,
there's a lot of gems. They're all named Jim?
Right. No,
Rick, so you're
must be hell for the announcers.
Yes.
Okay, so this leads me into one of the questions I had is, okay, so we're looking at these 2 teams, the Washington Capitals and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Who are the 3 most important players from each team?
For Washington,
in your opinion?
It's Washington's Alexander Ovechkin, Nicholas Backstrom. Oh, obviously. That's why I have a OV jersey. Nicholas Backstrom, and definitely TJ Oshie. And I would definitely throw a 4th one in there and go with Braden Holtby, the goaltender, because he stood on his fucking head. Can I curse on this?
Yeah, that's fine.
You can curse, but we didn't ask you for a 4th, so we're gonna omit the goalie. We're gonna take the goalie out.
All right, yeah. Nobody cares about goalies. They don't do much anyway.
No,
they just save the game.
Yeah. As far as Vegas is concerned, I would go with Jonathan Marchand. Probably go with Marc-Andre Fleury. He's a goalie.
Which is a goalie.
Sorry.
Oh, but keep going.
Sorry. But if they win the cup, he's definitely getting the Conn Smythe. I would also...
Wait, he's going to get to consummate? What? What's the consummate?
Okay, so...
I'm pretty sure they get to consummate anyway, dude. They're professional hockey players. There's like an entire country called Russian, which they could probably bang every chick there.
So the Conn Smythe is the NBA's version of the MVP at the end of the year.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, but they don't call it most valuable player. They just call it bless you.
Why would what the fuck is the consummate? What does that mean? I don't understand.
Okay, so when you think back to hockey is very old school. A lot of things are named after other people, and that's why they get like Conn Smythe. Excuse me.
So was there a really good player named Consummate?
See, I didn't dig back that far deep because hockey is 100 years old.
Okay.
So, right. Okay. And I'm only 25 years old. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, badminton's 300 years old, and everybody knows about Bagger Vance.
So it's the same age as this explanation,
exactly.
Essentially, right?
Yeah, it goes way back. Yeah, it's geriatric level.
Okay, so all right. What do you think? What do you think each team needs to do in order to hoist the Super Bowl series trophy?
God, I hate you guys.
We call that the Labumdi.
Yeah,
because they can come up with weird ass names too.
All right, Vegas. They have to keep to their game. They play a real tight, close knit game. Most of their games were 1 to 2 goal games. They had their 1 goal.
So it's just based on like a really well run, oiled system with kind of like the basic moves. They don't do anything super fancy.
Yeah,
right. Is that what I?
Certain players have their fancy moves, but all around as a core team, they don't do anything fancy. They don't try anything hard. They're a well-rounded team from the back to the front, from goaltender to offense.
Okay. Do they do the flying V? Is that one of their?
Exactly what I was thinking. So they don't do the flying V, or they do?
So they don't do the flying V. It breaks.
Well, I don't give a fuck then.
It breaks my heart.
Wow. Not rooting.
Being a diehard Ducks fan, it breaks my heart. I know I've never seen it actually happen. But as far as Washington's concerned, see, Washington, they scare me because they come in waves. You'll have your good shifts and bad shifts, but those good shifts are like 3 to 4, maybe even 5 minutes long. And as far as hockey is concerned, that's constant pressure. That's really tough to deal with. That runs your defense down. It runs your goaltender down. And, I mean, as we saw with the Lightning, they just went to Game 7. So they definitely run their opponents down. In my personal opinion, I have no idea how this series is going to go. It definitely won't go anything earlier than Game 6. I'm calling it right now. No earlier than Game 6.
Okay. Now, do you think playoff experience in this kind of makes a difference? I know Ovechkin's never been this far in the playoffs. In Fleury, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't he have at least one Stanley Cup championship?
Count 3.
3. Okay. So, I mean, while they're a new club, it's not like they have nothing but, rookies on their team. They're just, the scraps that other teams didn't want. So, it's true. I mean, who do you think has more experience?
See, that's a hard question. There's certain key players on each team that have a lot of experience in the finals. You got Brooks Orpik that plays for Washington that used to play for the Penguins. And then on the other end, you have, like you said, Marc-Andre Fleury that played for the Penguins. You have a lot of guys that have gone deep in the playoffs, maybe not have made it to the finals, but have that experience of having pressure put on them. And with an expansion team, see, here's what's crazy. Nobody's done what this expansion team has ever done in sports history, like I said earlier. But even in hockey history, they had 109 points this season, 5th best in the entire NHL. The postseason, they've at least outscored their opponent by 0.7 goals per game.
So tell me this: how do you score 0.7?
It's basically on a roundabout. Like they round up every single game. They just break it down mathematically, and they just average. It's not a complete goal per game.
I didn't know if there was a line where if you shoot it, you're too.
Stick to football. Stick to football.
I'm sorry. I was just trying
to prove it.
You're probably like one of those people that say, "Why do they have hockey in Florida? Because it never snows." That's what that reminded me.
That's a little racist.
I'm pretty sure that was my yearbook quote, actually.
Was it really?
No, of course not. I didn't give a shit about hockey. Oh, okay. No, I'm kidding. So, like, just a question I was thinking about in terms of strategy, because you said the Caps come in waves, right? You said they have kind of not so great. When you say waves, are you talking about, like, I don't know what you call it, a lineup? Like, what do you call the people that are on the floor or on the ice right then? You call that a wave? You call that a setup? What's the term there?
So you have four lines in hockey. Um, First line obviously being the best, and then it just trickles down from there. Um,
Do they call them lines?
Sorry, say that again.
Do they call them lines? Is that what we're?
Right. So you have first line, second line,
I
third
assume
line,
you
and
can
fourth
mix and
line.
match, right? You can mix and match
Right.
lines, right? During the
Oh
game?
yeah, you
Okay.
can. That's all the coach's strategy is. He wants the first line against the fourth line. Makes sense because you want the best against the worst. Um, as far as I meant earlier about waves, they come in pressure waves. So they'll back off, play a little bit of defense, and then they'll completely flip it and just pound hard, going all offense, just putting up, probably like five, at least six shots on net in a span of 3 to 4 minutes, which for a
Okay.
goaltender feels like that'll never end. Trust me, take it from me. I've been a goaltender. Sucks.
All right.
Okay, so sorry, I'm just trying to think about this strategically. So is it kind of, say a game is happening right then and there a power play occurs? Do the coaches usually like sub in during that power play? Would you expect the Caps coach to be like, okay, let's throw our first line out there right now because we have the power play and try to take this advantage? Is that something that would happen?
See, and I'll put it like this: how football has their return team, like their special teams. Hockey has their power play line, and they have power play line one and power play line two, and they'll just flip flop back and forth. They'll interchange people. The power play works really kind of non normal to how normal lines work. Coaches will intermingle and mix up players as best as he fits, or as best as he feels.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you made the comment in terms of how NFL teams will put their best team out there. So having a lineup like that makes sense in terms of hockey. But there's one thing that I've always wondered, and that is what is offsides? What is icing? Is this the same thing? Is it different? Because I have no idea what that means.
Two completely different rules.
Okay.
Icing, I'll get into that. So pretty much you've got the goal line, the blue line, the red line, the blue line, the goal line. If you're thinking of a hockey rink. So you have the puck back behind center ice. Anything, anything before center ice, if you throw it past center ice, that's icing. And anything past center ice and it goes past the goal line, that's icing. You have to literally cross center ice and then you can dump the puck in. That's fair. That's what icing is. So
Oh, okay. So dumping by dump the puck in, you mean like get it to the other side, like your opponent, where your opponent's net is, just getting it in that general vicinity.
correct. So you can get a line change. And actually, today's NHL actually uses that as a play. It's called a dump and chase. So you dump the puck in and then you chase it. Totally hate that new style, but that's how they work it.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Okay, that's actually kind of, yeah, it is interesting. All right, so we're gonna finish off the segment with this. Tex and I are both big movie fans. Steven, give me your top two hockey movies.
Definitely has to be D3, The Mighty Ducks, and definitely has to be Miracle.
Not good. Are you kidding me? What was the?
No, no, all good movies. I'm a huge fan of Goon, though. I mean, I'm not like normally a huge Sean William Scott fan, but I think he did a really great job in that movie. And then, of course, Liev Schreiber did an awesome job as well.
Oh, fantastic! Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm very old school when it comes to hockey movies and more of the inspirational type hockey movie. But no,
sure.
definitely Goon. Goon is on a level of maybe Deadpool for me.
Nice. Right there with you. All right. Anything else, Sex?
No, I appreciate you coming on, man. We might bring you on a little bit later in the series and see if we can wrap up what happens with the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
When do those games happen? Is it like an every other day thing?
It is. So there's 2 games in Vegas, 2 games in Washington, and then they go back and forth, just like the NBA.
Oh, it's just like NBA. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll try to have you on next week then and give us an update on what's happening.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
Yes.
man.
And I double clicked the kick just so he had to see that screen that says, "You've been kicked, bitch." Keep cruising. Yeah. So that was Steven. That's our hockey guy. Yeah, man, he knows his stuff, which is really cool that, he's decided to dedicate so much time to a sport no one gives a shit about. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like perfecting underwater basket weaving. You're not really gonna have too many competitors.
It's icing on the cake that is the NFL.
Pretty much
Icing.
giving him hell, but really we're speaking the truth. So, cool. I mean, moving on to our bread and butter. Feels good to just stretch the legs out a little bit. What do you want to talk about, man?
I want to talk about trading Julio Jones. Like, I just want to dive right into this.
Is that blasphemous?
No, like I'm a diehard Falcons fan. Everyone knows that, but I think it might be time. Honestly,
So, what has happened recently that makes you say we have to trade Julio Jones?
Well, in accordance with the reports and what I've been reading, Julio Jones wants an update to his contract.
The contract that at the time when he signed it, was that 2 years ago?
Yep.
Was the number 1 contract in the league for wide receiver, which is his position.
Yep, it sure was. And now with the contract where it is, he would be 7th. But it's not like he's making chump change. And my biggest issue, I feel like, is, yes, he had 1,444 yards last year. That's awesome. But do you know what number is not awesome?
Probably 1 touchdown?
3 touchdowns. You know what other number is not awesome, Tex?
What?
He was tied for 2nd in drops in the league.
Oh, so he was dropping it like it was hot.
Yeah, like the ball was literally on fire.
He was playing hot potato when he should have been playing football.
He was playing hockey potato.
Hockey potato. And nobody plays hockey potato.
Ain't nobody like that damn hockey potato. That damn hockey potato is not even a fun game. That's that damn hockey potato. I was just not like, especially that drop against the Panthers, because that's just a concentration drop to me. Yes, the Falcons got a new offensive coordinator that I despise last year. We did, Steve Sarkisian. I've said it over and over. Don't like him. Like, I pray he puts it all together. I really do. I would be a big fan if that happened, but I don't see it. Everyone always compares it, and I'll keep saying it. Everyone always says, Kyle Shanahan struggled his first year. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan struggled because they didn't have the pieces that was needed to run his offense. And how creative his offense is. Right now, where is it? Where's my stats? How do I say this? We have the 3rd most expensive offense in the NFL right now.
Jeez.
And yet, doing that, we've essentially let our drunk uncle drive our brand new Mercedes S-Class.
Or
it's the same analogy.
What about Kendall Wright driving your Lamborghini if you're Terrence Williams?
I did read that. What the fuck, man?
Golly, this is like a bad day for Terrence Williams.
It's a horrible day. Hey, man, you like my new Lambo? Oh, sure do.
Oh,
That was fun.
that was fun. Okay, so what do you? So you think it's time to trade Julio Jones?
I really do. Like, you know how I feel about divas, man. And yes, it's always the wide receivers that are divas, it seems. And I'm not saying that Julio is going full Odell Beckham Jr. diva, but I don't like it that after the year that he just had with that just horrendous drop, and he had other bad drops too, that he's asking for a contract update. But according to DQ, Matt, and Julio have it all figured out. But I just don't like it. And I certainly don't like it in a year in which Steve Sarkisian, because I think Julio, maybe it has something to do with the future with Julio. It's like, I need to get my money now because Steve Sarkisian is about to DUI our asses into the fucking top of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides of this. I mean, Julio Jones is 29 years old. He will be 30 just after the Super Bowl in 2019. So, that 30-year mark, or 30-year-old skill position players in the NFL, typically you see a little bit of a what do you call it, like degrade in some sort of playing ability. And Julio Jones is definitely elite. So can he play well into his 30s? Of course he could.
Maybe if he stays healthy. Like, the whole thing is he already has health problems.
Well, he has foot problems.
Right. Exactly.
So,
well, I'm not saying he has like cancer or something like that. Yeah, he just gets that cancer every season. Really fucks him up, Gets that damn non-Hodgkin's lymphoma about 3 games a year. Rest of it, he is just in remission for some reason.
he got glaucoma.
Sorry, that's fucked up.
What's some of that glaucoma, Julio?
That damn reoccurring cancer and shit. I don't know what's happening. It's that non-Hodgkin's that got in his foot. It's not anywhere else in his body. It's just on his feet. It's like having a really bad case of the athlete's foot.
Yeah, bunions.
It's called the Hodgkin's foot, though. Dude, no, I feel like with where we are with our offense, yes, like at this point, it's kind of a go for it because we're at that point where we have a lot of young, great talent on our defense. We haven't had to pay them yet, but we're getting to the point where we're gonna have to pay them. I feel like we could get it. What do you think we could get for Julio? Picks wise, or maybe another star wise?
Man, I think it's 100% fair to say you could get a first and some change for Julio. I mean, you look at what the Patriots gave up to get Brandon Cooks, which I think they overpaid a little bit, but I mean, hell, they made it to the Super Bowl and kind of worked out for them. But if Brandon Cooks is worth a first round, I mean, Julio's worth a first, a second, and a third. I mean, I don't know.
He's worth like a first, a second, and a night with Bill Belichick's wife. I feel like he's worth at least that much. Got him. But the thing is, I mean, you never see a team that's a Super Bowl contender trade away their best player.
Do you?
No. Name me one.
A Super Bowl contender that traded away their best player. Could it be the Dallas Cowboys? Herschel Walker?
Was he their best player?
By far. But that wasn't, I mean, they weren't a contender that year. They were a contender like 2 years after that.
Okay. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean,
I don't think there's a chance in hell that they do it. It's just, I'm just saying, and a lot of people are like, whoa, calm down. He just said something. No, I don't like it when players do this bullshit where they don't want to play out their freaking contract.
Well,
you were certainly happy with getting number one money 2 years ago.
And this is what I was thinking is maybe he's trying to get out ahead of it because he knows that Sarkisian is, just doesn't know how to use him, and he's going to have another less than stellar less than Julio Jones type year, and he's just going to use his leverage to try and get as much money as he can right now before, something happens. I don't know, but it's very un-Julio Jones-ish. And with all this money floating around for Kirk Cousins and Matt Ryan getting his deal and all these quarterbacks, there might be a little bit of jealousy there.
Yeah, and I definitely think that could absolutely be a part of it, for sure. Moving right along, trade Julio. I want to talk a little bit about the Rueben Foster charges. Like, number one, if you're dating a woman named Elisa Enos, her last name is way too close to anus for her to be trustworthy.
Yeah, she an anus.
You know that relationship's going to be explosive as fuck.
Oh, man.
Get it?
Yeah,
no. So what happened was Elisa Enos accused Rueben Foster of, a couple of counts of domestic abuse. He apparently threatened her life and all this other blah, 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 blah. Beat her, all whatnot. Essentially, it was because he broke up with her and she was going to ruin his life. And she admitted that in court, by the way.
Tell me this. Why can she be charged?
I would. In my opinion, I think that she should have to stay in prison for the entire duration that he might have gone down for.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that. Because what this does is not only does it look bad for Rueben Foster, it looks bad for women everywhere that actually go through these things. Because if they don't have die-hard proof, they're going to be less willing to come forward when something like that happens. And it's the same issue that would arise with giving someone like this amount of punishment.
Well, so this kind of leads back to what we talked about whenever this news broke. I mean, heck, it was a few months ago. The 49ers got a lot of grief from everybody for not immediately releasing Rueben Foster. And I just feel like, you and I both talked about this. I think that the reason why they didn't is because Foster and his agent basically said, hey, trust us. The truth will come out. This is all a lie. And we're just going to have to wait it out so that everybody can see it. And I think it showed a lot of patience and courage, in my opinion, for the 49ers to do that, because I mean, they really did take a lot of grief. The NFL as a whole has been taking, punches left and right.
Like, where did Rueben Foster find this woman? Is she like an extra that got cut from the second round of the auditions for Flava of Love or some shit like that? That's about the only thing I could think of where you would find a woman that would do something this absolutely insane. You broke up with me. I'm going to try to ruin your life. Yay.
Like, that's a keeper. Like, that's how you know it's real love.
Oh, yeah. You got to put a ring on it. I'm surprised Jay-Z did not just divorce Benonce and go straight after Miss Anus.
Benonce.
Is that how you say her name, Benonce?
No, it's Beyonce.
Don't you fucking lie to me.
Beyonce.
No, it's Benonce. It's Benonce.
No. Benonce. Benonce. Say my name.
My name is Benonce.
Hey, no, but really though,
I'm having Jay-Z's baby. Sorry.
You gotta put a baby in that girl.
Oh yeah, and put it right in her anus.
Right in her. Give her a little butt baby.
No, I swear, this is how you make a baby, sweetheart. And she's just like, okay.
You know that kid's gonna be a piece of shit.
Nice, dude. Well done, man. That got.
I think it really does suck for the women out there that actually do have real cases, and then you have something like this happen, and it's an unfortunate case. I mean, the woman is obviously got some stuff going on. I think some of the reports said that she had a history of doing this with another boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, it could be on your driver's license. Like, yes, she's 5'4", she's 135, and she has a history of lying and saying that people beat her up.
Well, what's so crazy is, like, did Reuben not check on this? Like, how good must she have looked at the club for him to take her home?
And not that good.
With her?
I mean, it's Rueben Foster. He's from, I think, like Mobile, Alabama. Like, there's you don't have to look that good in the club down there.
That's true. You just got to be related.
Oh my gosh.
Got him!
That's really messed up. I mean, it's true.
Rueben Foster anus. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about movies to end this podcast like we always do. The movie time. Yeah. Today, Tex, you know what I want to talk about?
Movies?
Yes, I do. A specific male actor.
Because you're sexist. You don't ever talk about females. Females are great actors.
I mean, name me one good female actress.
There's that
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Guys, we're joking. There's plenty of great female actresses. Pamela Anderson was fantastic, all right?
I mean, I bet she was fantastic.
Oh, dude, she was in that movie Barbed Wire or whatever. No, there's obviously great female actresses. Eva Green is one of my favorites at this point. I think she's absolutely incredible. Tex, did you ever see Penny Dreadful?
No, but I know that Pamela Anderson was in a new movie called Hepatitis C.
Damn. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. No, you got to see Penny Dreadful. Eva Green does it. Do you know who Eva Green is?
No.
You saw Casino Royale with Daniel Craig as James Bond, correct?
Yes.
Okay, the chick from that.
Okay.
Gorgeous. Anyway, she has this entire scene in Penny Dreadful, spoilers, where she has to act possessed or is possessed. She does an amazing job, dude. It's crazy.
Is that a turn on, or is that literally like that's a calling card where you say, wow, if you can act possessed this good, you're probably a psycho?
No, trust me. You just yes. The answer to both of those is yes.
Yes, you won it.
Hey,
all right, so
she's no Elisa Enos.
That's very true.
Yeah.
She's a good actress.
Oh, no, Eva Green is so good. Judi Dench, obviously. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Keanu Reeves today. He's one of my favorite actors in Hollywood right now. Not just as like in his acting ability, but as, you know, as a person. Every interview, everyone says Keanu Reeves is awesome. I'm apt to believe him.
He's not typical Hollywood. He's no bullshit. He's an OG. He ages really well. My only problem with him is he cannot grow a beard. Like, I just don't know if I can trust him.
You don't like his John Wick beard?
His beard is patchy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll have to get him on the podcast and ask him why his beard is patchy.
Okay, so I think, what is the first movie that comes to mind when you say Keanu Reeves?
Point Break.
That's the first movie that comes to your mind?
Yes, story behind it. So when I was growing up, my grandmother, I called her Nana, as my mom's mom, was my favorite person. I spent a lot of time over there. They had a bunch of land. They had horses, which I never really got into because it's like a, huge.
Never got into a horse?
Nope, not quite. It's a huge dog. Like that can like kill you.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Thanks. But she was obsessed with Patrick Swayze. Not obsessed, but like it was definitely one of her favorite actors, and she got me into it. So I watched Point Break, and I was like, "Oh my god, this movie is amazing!" Not only is there awesome action sequences with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves, but also it's showing some titties. Huge fan. Yeah, Point Break, just a great movie. Like I feel like Patrick Swayze was meant to play Bodhi. Point Break's one of my favorite movies of all time. What movie comes to your mind immediately?
First one would be Matrix, and then Speed. Those are the two that really come to mind. I think I was pretty young. I think I was 4 years old, and I don't remember watching this in theaters, but I do remember watching it, which is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Excellent.
And, what was the other one? Did they make one or two of those? Did they make two?
They made two. Yeah, the second one was with the telephone booth that time traveled.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yep, and they're making another one, by the way.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No.
Keanu Reeves he's the best, man. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I can't wait to see that.
We're gonna see the shit out of that movie. Yeah, Point Break's the first one that comes to my mind, man. I just think it's such a great movie in its entirety, just with its action. It's fantastic. The storyline is great, and it's Swayze, man. Like I feel like it's hard to go wrong with Swayze because at this point in my life, if I see Roadhouse on TV, I have to watch it. Like that's it.
You know, it's on Comcast for free. So
don't tell me those things.
I'm not joking.
I've already seen it like 3 times this year.
You're ridiculous. What about Devil's Advocate?
So good. I mean, it's Keanu and Al. Yes, please.
Is it Al Pacino or Al Pacino?
I think it's Al Vagino.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it might be Al Anus though. I'm not positive on that one. Speed is so good. God, young Sandra Bullock, like not only just like a good actress, but damn.
Yeah, she looked freaking hot.
Yeah, so good. I mean, she's still hot. That's the whole thing. It's like even she's probably in her 50s by now, and she's just still a smoke show. Constantine.
Constantine was pretty good. I mean, I really liked Sweet November, which was it was a tearjerker, you know?
I've never seen that movie.
No, me either.
Oh, I didn't think so. I was like, could you honestly give me a plot line? I was going to see if you just make some shit up that was semi-believable, but no.
No.
You ruined it.
Not even.
And then, like, okay, so the Matrix trilogy obviously kind of, in my opinion, redefined the whole, because we got a series of time in movies, probably what I'd say a decade at least, in which the use of bullet time, which is, you know, the tool they used in the Matrix movies to where time slowed down and, you know, the audience could see things happening in slow motion, sort of. And it was really interesting to watch. They redefined genre for, you know, action movies for a long time. The Matrix is amazing.
I think it did go on for a little bit longer than I had thought that the movies would, but I think it's because I was younger and I didn't really understand that this was going to be like a 3 or 4 movie series, and it was just freaking dark. I liked the movie. It was, you know, super, you know, higher level thinking and whatnot, but
right. No, and then honestly, John Wick. When it came out, I wanted to see the movie. I was like, yes, this movie looks so good, and I was right because I love John Wick. I think they do such a great job using the plot device of a dog, something as simplistic as that, to create this entire movie and introduce you to this entire world that they created of assassins. What did you think when you first saw John Wick?
I thought this guy was really, really good with a gun, and I wouldn't want to piss him off. Like,
logically,
this guy will just F you up. Did you know that they're coming out with a John Wick Chapter 3?
Yep, I sure do. It's very exciting. Very exciting. I thought, you know what's interesting with John Wick? I think my favorite fight scene in the first one might be when they, like, in the initial house invasion, like when he's at his house, like that, you know, the group of dudes in the masks and the pistols come in.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best one, because he does that one thing where he has that guy that's like laying on his back, and he's got his head hanging off of the, you know, the nice marble tiled island in John Wick's kitchen.
Oh my god!
John Wick just like punches his head and his neck breaks backwards. What?
Yeah.
What? What? Yeah. So awesome. I don't know who the hell came up with that, but it was a completely badass move. Obviously, the fight in the train car with Common in the second one was so good. So badass.
Common's a really good what do you got? Supporting actor, or not even really supporting? What is common?
He's a good supporting actor. Did you see oh god, what's that TV show?
Oh, Amistad.
No.
No. Roots.
No.
No.
You're
you know what I was
ridiculous.
Thinking the other day?
What were you thinking the other day?
Movies that should have had a sequel. Passion of the Christ 2.
Jesus is back.
Yeah.
Okay, so the show I was thinking of was Hell on Wheels.
No, never seen it.
Oh, dude, that show is so good. Do you like westerns? Are you into westerns?
I mean, I like Tombstone.
Okay, well, obviously, if you don't like Tombstone, I would just end this conversation, our friendship, everything, immediately. No, it's got Anson Mount, though. It's an awesome show. Highly recommend you check out that show, dude. It's so good. I haven't watched I haven't done a rewatch of Hell on Wheels since it went off the air. That's something I gotta check out, because there's a guy in there, a character called the Swede.
Okay.
That is so good. Like, he is extremely creepy.
Okay, yeah. I like that. Yeah. I'm all about creepy.
Yes, you are. Have you seen A Quiet Place yet?
No,
neither.
What, you haven't seen? You have the movie pass.
I know, but going to see a scary movie by myself? No thanks, man. That, and let's just say the movie theater I normally go to, they don't know how to shut the hell up. And apparently that would just completely ruin A Quiet Place.
Yeah, go figure. A Quiet Place.
I had to actually, what did I go? No, Sophie and I went and saw, oh gosh.
How to Lose Weight in 10 Days?
Nope. What's the Marvel movie that just came out? Not Infinity Wars. Oh, Deadpool 2. We just saw Deadpool 2. And like, I get it that you're excited to see this movie and you're happy because the movie's really funny. But no one came to hear your shitty comments, dude. Like, no one gives a shit. I had to actually do the turn around and go, yo, dude. Oh yeah, you shut the fuck up. I've never had to do that before. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, stop talking. It's a movie, right? When did common sense and common courtesy go out the window, dude? Is this like, do you experience this when you go to the movies?
No, never. I mean, I've been in a movie when that's happened, but I mean, typically I'm around civil people, and usually there's always like, you know, a girl at the top just bobbing her head up and down. So it's cool.
Yeah, tell Britt I said hello.
We are going to wrap this up, unlike what I do at home, which is why I have 2 kids. So, I mean, Seb, great show. What do you want to end with?
You know, guys, you can find us on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Tex has a private Snapchat, but you have to send him 69 cents every week to have access to it. Don't ask me why it's 69 cents. He chuckled. I didn't. I was like, that's so trite. And what's that word you love to use? Cliche. Yeah. But whatever.
Still don't know how to spell that.
You can find us on our website at thebackups.com. We're so happy to be back. We're here. We're Benonce fans.
Benonce.
Okay, this has been awesome, guys. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, check us out on Apple iTunes. Just get in it, man. We're on all the major podcast carriers, you guys. Let's get some interaction out there. Tell us what Keanu Reeves movies you don't like. I'm sure there are some. Like, is Sweet November any good? I want to know. Like, I gotta know. If I don't know, I'm gonna go home and watch it right now. And then if it sucks, then I'm gonna go find Miss Anus.
47 round.
You've been listening to the Backupz podcast. Follow us on Instagram, find us on iTunes, and visit the website at www.thebackups.com with a Z for more.